are you?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
How are you? Welcome aboard. Sorry, I can't reach it. In the middle. You can have the. There we go.
Thank you.
There we go. They convinced her to get a.
It's a pleasure to meet you. There's so much goodness about you. Okay.
I think we got everybody. Come on.
Beautiful. Yes. Oh wow.
My man.
Puppy boo.
Nice to see you, bro.
It's good to see
My Son, Jesus Christ, for his tremendous mission that taught us about love and peace, harmony. And we pray for that this day and always, as we do thy will, the responsibility and roles of fathers and mothers, and the mission of children to grow up and develop their talent. We pray for thy Spirit to be upon all of us this day and always.
Thank you, Art. At this time, I want to invite up the leader of Moms for Liberty, Cynthia Bartlett, to say a few words before we go over and introduce our elected officials here. Cynthia.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. In our schools, we have something called in loco parentis, and that means in the place of parents. When we go register our child and put them in public schools, they have the right to govern over your child. And now they're starting more mental health centers, they're starting social emotional learning, and they're not going to be your children. They're not going to be your children. And right now, some of the legislatures upstairs are believing that the consent should go with the child and not the parent. They believe that medical gender changes as young as 4, 5, 6 years old should be the decision of a doctor and a child without the parent. And this is the movement that they're pushing. And so they're not love, that's not compassion. Love and compassion is when is on our side, where we want to make sure that the schools cannot hide gender changes from the parents, because the parents...
We're here gathered to support parental rights in education, and like I said, who would have thought that in 2023 we'd be gathered here at the Hawaii State Capitol to even talk about parental rights? When did parents ever lose their rights over their kids? We live in a world today where just last year, the Democrats in this building passed House Bill 2125, which said if a parent were to go to a school and question what's going on, or annoy a teacher, they'd be sent to prison for how long? A whole year, and charged with $2,000 in fines. That's the world we live in today. And if all of you parents don't stand up for your rights will indeed be taken away. So thank you so much for being here. Before I introduce our guest speaker, Frank Rodriguez, I want to just say this. My office filed the bill, House Bill 509, Parental Rights in Education. The bill was simply a mirror of what Florida passed. Now, lots of groups...
Your children, your Ohana. I refuse to bow down to the power trip to the people in this building. Your children are worth this fight, this battle, this journey. I will not, we will not, Gays Against Groomers will not allow these people to take my community of inclusivity and love and tarnish it to attack your children and your rights. It is time for the gay community to take extreme ownership of ourselves, of us, and the things that we have going on in our community. That is not your fault. My community has wide-scale acceptance in this country, but we have seen zero decline in our suicidality rates. Why? No matter how many laws you put on the books, no matter how many times you try to accept us, no matter how many things you do for my community, it is up to us to fix us. The people in this building that try to silence my voice, your voice, for your kids, are not even a part of my community. It is time for extreme ownership, and I'm glad that the Parental Rights and Education Bill has been brought to the people of Hawaii. I thought long and hard what I'm going to say at this podium. I've practiced, I've thought, what is it going to be like? Who am I going to meet? This is a different world here. The way you guys think, the way you see life, is nothing like myself. You guys have taught me to look at the world in a lens of Ohana. And unless you come here and learn from the locals, you have absolutely no idea what that means, what that feels like. And I thank you for blessing me with the opportunity to come here and speak to you today. Your children are worth every sacrifice in your being. You guys go to work, you slave for your children, you do everything possible to give them a better life that you didn't have. At least that's what I think parents should do. Not hide who their kids are from them, not telling a child that you don't tell your parents who you are. Telling a child not to talk to their parents is demonizing the people that are supposed to love them the most. The people that love them the most. The people that care for them the most. The people in this building do not care for your child the way that you do. I couldn't. No one can. You can. That is why the people of this great state of Hawaii, of every single island, need to come together and show this building that you are in charge of your kids, that you are in charge of what they learn, and you are in charge of everything that you want for your children. They forgot that. The people in this room do not work for you. They are here to serve you. We are public servants. We are to grovel at the feet of the people that go to the ballots and click our name, that check our name, that fill the bubble for our vote. The most sacred thing in this world is who you are going to vote for. And the people in this room are tarnishing that. The people have spoken. They want rights over their children. They want control of what they learn. The Parental Rights and Education Bill does just that. Let me paint this story for you. 35 years ago, the wide-scale acceptance that the LGBT community has right now is absolutely abnormal for that time. Could you imagine if an educator could have reached out to a parent and said, hey, here's some resources about something that your son or daughter is starting to talk about. Let us educate you on this journey. Let's give you what you need to be successful in a confusing time for you and your child. They are severing that. They are removing you from the equation because your children, apparently to them, can make adult decisions without your knowledge or even consent. So where do we go from here? How do we fix this? You keep talking. I shouldn't be here. I am not one of you. But I am someone that cares about the common stranger. I walked this island barefoot as much as I could because I wanted to try to embrace the culture here for the time that I'm here. The moment I landed, I traveled as far away from civilization as I could. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Woo! This island is sacred. You people are what made it that. Not America, not the federal government, not the people in this room. All of you, we the people, are in charge of this island. It is time for all of you to keep talking. It is time for all of you to keep speaking. Because the moment you allow someone to speak for you that does not align with your beliefs, you start caving. You start giving in. You start allowing them to control you. You see, we don't speak out because people are in fear of judgment. See, I am here with an open heart to listen to anyone about their opinions about this issue, regardless if you're right or you're wrong, because your opinion matters, regardless of where you stand. This is why we have this amazing country. Because if we didn't, the people upstairs would do everything in their power to rip you away from your children and guide them down a journey that is going to chemically castrate them, going to take them down a journey of pure judgment, where likelihood of mental health issues is imminent. Why? Because they think they're doing a good job. It is time, like I said, for extreme ownership for the LGBTQ community. It is time for my people to look at themselves in the mirror and say, no matter how much acceptance this world gives me, I have to love me. And that is why I'm here. Because no matter how many times some of your selected elected officials tried to keep me from coming here, I forced myself to come. I wanted to come here because I'm not afraid. People say because I don't have kids, I have absolutely no idea what it means to be a parent. People tell me that I could never ever see what it's like to be a parent through my lens. But what I tell you is I see the pain that parents go through when they raise their children. I see the difficulties and trials that they go to for the sacrifices to raise successful, well-behaved, and honorable people to our society. Why do the people in this room think that they can parent your kids better than them, better than you? It's impossible. You know your children. It is time for all of you to keep speaking no matter how many times they threaten you, no matter how much they come for you. Because the moment you stop, you let them win. My parents are the most important thing to me. I could not be here if it wasn't for my mother and my father. One of the things that these people do not know when you go down the journey of figuring out who you are, what you're going to identify as, or whatever journey you're going to take in your life, is the absolutely the most beautiful time in the world. You get to figure out who you are, what you love, how you're going to behave. Why do they want to prey on that confusion? It is so easy for an outside entity to come in and say, you know what? You're confused. Let me help you. Let me groom you to the way that I want you to be. That is disgusting. When a child is confused or has questions, I advise our education to tell them to talk to their parents. Parents are the most qualified individuals to speak to their children about these ultra-sensitive topics. Why do they think that they have that power? Some aren't even from this island.
Freedom of speech.
It is time for all of you to start speaking. It is time for all of you to keep fighting. This is what the revolution looks like. We
are here to remind these elected officials who they work for. So if you folks want to go upstairs,
One! I really appreciate it.
I think we go in here, right?
Yes, just go on in.
What is happening in there right now?
Diamond Garcia.
Diamond is
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Hello.
Proceed. Speaker, this is the new no cash bail bill, which I think was passed last session, which was then vetoed by the governor because as many places are doing this, it just doesn't work. Getting out of jail free doesn't work. Plus, I would hope that people would know that.
The last I checked, the legal documents are to reflect accurate information. if someone is born male or born female, that's what they are. I mean, I get there are trans individuals, but legal documents ought to report accurate information and not live in the world of the make-believe, so no vote.
Representative Hussey-Burdick.
Mr. Speaker, in support.
Proceed.
I have a biology degree, and I studied sex and gender pretty extensively during my undergrad. I just think that maybe this body should be aware that a 2018 study by Horigi et al., published in the Diagnostic Gynecologic and Obstetric Pathology, 3rd edition, shows that people with intersex parts have different XXXY genotypes, concluding that chromosomes do not necessarily dictate what genitals you get. From the study, it says, based on external phenotype, 2/3 of true hermaphrodites are raised as males, despite the presence of an XX female karyotype in at least half of them. Other karyotypes were 46XX, 46XY, and 46XY. Mr. Speaker, according to the science, there are far more than 2 naturally occurring sexes, and perceived sex is actually a complicated mix of hormones and genotypes. As a biologist and a strong LGBTQ+ ally, I support the right of all humans to make decisions about their own body. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Matsumoto.
With reservations, please.
Sorry, Representative Souza.
In support, Mr. Speaker, in Hawaii, we can already basically request a new birth certificate with the sex designation change, so I don't see why it would not apply to marriage certificates as far as the gender change. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Caruso.
In strong support,
So ordered. Proceed.
I'd like to have the words of the member from Kailua entered into the journal as if they were my own.
So ordered. Representative Capello.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Same request.
So ordered. Representative Ward.
With reservations, please.
So ordered. All right, members. Next page.
Because I was within 100 words. I had to come here to do the difference and everything. And all you can do is be up at the top. You can't only look down. You cannot go down to the floor.
Taiki is the one that we can ask to refer 509, so I'm going to look for his office.
Okay. Yeah, and he is the speaker.
So he would be on floor 3.
This is what I found in the library on Kauai, and it's really atrocious. These are just some of the few books I found. I mean, I couldn't bring them all from Kauai, and not good. So this is one of them. What makes a baby? In this book, there is no babies anymore. There's no men. There's no woman. There's bodies with uterus and bodies with a sperm. They are removing the word man or woman. Red is for kindergartners. It's a book that's telling kids they could be on the wrong body. This is for 3 years old.
They could be in the wrong body.
In the wrong body. What is about sex? Also, they could be on the wrong body. It's for 7 years old. Sorry if you're in the camera, but there's very inappropriate things. Things like you have to play, you have to experiment. I don't want my kid to be experimenting. I want my kid to learn her ABC, the colors of the colors, math, English, history, you name it. I don't want her to be looking at material that, why do they have to be sex obsessed at 5 years old? This is what's happening right now. And this is a mellow one. This is for 10 years old. 10 years old, you guys. It's perfectly normal. I don't want my 10-year-old to be looking at this.
Isn't it crazy? It's not
10 years old?
Whether it's heterosexual or homosexual.
I don't care. I don't care. This is not for a 10-year-old, you guys. Anybody has children here or Keiki? This is not okay. Okay? This is gender queer. This is a girl. A super sad story. This beautiful girl was born apparently in this house where she was absolutely abused. Apparently this is a very sad story. Her mother didn't tell her she was going to get her period. So at some point she gets her period and she gets absolutely traumatized. And at some point she thinks she's a boy. And the whole thing, sorry you guys, but this is, I'm going to show it to everybody.
She's just
Oral sex.
she wants
We have to be showing this. This is for nine kids section on the library, and this is in the schools. This is in the schools. Is this okay, you guys? I'm sorry. I'm a mom, your boys. This shouldn't be seen by little kids. So I know that the representative left, but please show them. This is what library.
Yeah, on
Public library.
Public library, wilding out here.
I know, and in public schools too, dear. And if you speak against this, you say, "Oh, you're anti-gay." I'm not anti-gay, but don't be showing porn to my kids. Thank you, right? And this is like a mellow thing. And this is what. There's so many books. Where's the other one? Oh my God! This is no. My kid doesn't go to a library. It's not. I'm telling everybody, don't take your kid to a library. It's not safe. Let's talk about it.
Oh, that's the worst one.
Oh my God! This is for 11 years old. They're calling 11 years old young adults. 11-year-olds. You guys, it's not safe to go to school. This is horrible. So there's so many disgusting things. Again,
11-year-old.
11 years old.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that, 5th grade?
11 years old, 5th grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is right next. This was displayed in between the kindergarten section and the young adult section. Right there displayed. And when I talked to the librarian, she told me that this is a freedom of teach. She has a freedom. Every kid has a right to be taught freely.
This book was listed under the subject matter of sex instructions for children. Like, why would children need sex instructions? Like, yeah.
I know, it's disgusting.
It's wrong.
It's disgusting.
And so they actually, I think they did change it to something different, like geared for teenagers or something. But initially it was like filed under.
Right?
Yeah.
And check this out. It says, depending on your age, it's telling kids, I know that it's late for you, but for me this is very important. It's very important. So this is telling kids to watch porn, to go online. Check this out. Check out your favorite interviews. No, check out your interviews with your favorite porn performers. So you guys, we are leaving now, but I'm telling you, I used to vote Democrat. I'm not going to be voting Democrat for no Democratic votes ever. I'm an independent, but I cannot support this, you guys. So if this is what you guys, I know that you're good people. You want to change the world for the better because I see you. But this is what the Democratic Party is standing for. You got to stand up for the right thing because this is going to hurt kids. Hawaii is a 6th state. When it comes to child trafficking, it's a 6th state in the union.
For child trafficking?
For child trafficking. And they're telling kids to go online and hang out with porn stars, adults. This is not good. So please, talk to the representative. They need to stand up for the right thing. And they're trying to take away parental rights. If you oppose this nonsense, you're supposed to be a bad parent. If you oppose your 12-year-old to be told that this girl is not a girl but a boy, they're removing healthy breasts at 15. There's 40,000 girls in a waiting list to have their breasts removed. It's so sad, you guys.
And there's laws being passed right now that would allow for children to have this sort of thing done without any parental consent at all, or if the parents, and the parents, if they refuse, they say, "Oh, I don't think that's a good idea." Then CPS can get involved and take the kid away so that they can do gender reassignment surgery, and we're talking like the bodily mutilation. So that's why we're here today, trying to talk to representatives about.
Because I want to send him information. I think I ran out of flyers. But there are several organizations. Gays Against Groomers is wonderful. Jen Speck is wonderful too. Thank you so much for your time. I know she's busy, but I appreciate guys. Check out Jen Speck. Isn't that something? Don't let your
see, that's the thing. They don't let people know, and they put this fluffy container. Oh, it's about freedom of choice. No, it's about grooming kids to not be kids. I mean, when you were in
I was playing marbles.
2nd grade, you weren't interested in sex. That's not what kids are interested in.
I'm 52, excuse me. I'm 52, and I haven't seen the thing. It's the first time I've seen this, because I'm showing you the mellow stuff.
Right, and it's not just your regular sex education,
like teaching
kids how babies are born. It's like go on the internet and look at porn. Oh, hi.
Hashem. I met you before. Parental Rights for Hawaii.
Are you a state representative?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Levana. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Mark.
Mark. Okay, cool.
Really embarrassing, but I found this thank you on the library, in the public library, in the kids section, in between the young keiki, and the young adults. Young adults are 11 years old. Have you heard about the books?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't even know why.
I would just say start showing it to them.
Okay. So they're showing this to our children.
We won't tell your parents. Don't tell your parents.
And they recommend that they watch porn.
They're telling them to watch porn.
I gotta get going.
Okay.
So nice to talk to you. Thank you.
The mini. Okay, thank you.
All right.
And the photos.
is the one that found that. Let's talk about.
Okay, that's where we were.
And then Diamond Garcia got wind of that book, and that was what spurred all of the at least one of the bills that he's tried to bring.
Tell us the book that got the attention.
It's called Let's Talk About It, and it's that book that has just really lewd cartoon pornography in it, with like not just heterosexual, but like male on male, and it's supposed to, and it was filed under the subject sex instructions for children. And I mean, just to think that that our children should have sex instruction, like how does that even make any sense? So when that book came out and was brought to light, that was Diamond Garcia did get word of that, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of what sparked this whole let's get a bill, to get that out of the schools, nothing for under 3rd grade. So.
And explain, this book goes beyond sexual ed for people who might think.
It's not just like this is how a baby is made, and the basic reproductive system, but it's also like telling kids they should go on the internet and look at porn. I mean, it's amazing. Oh, Leo, that take too much of his time then. He's trying to eat.
Oh, that's your side. This is okay.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I appreciate it.
But how can?
Oh wow, this is amazing.
I know. Oh, look at somebody likes SpongeBob.
Oh wow, wow, serious SpongeBob.
That's so great.
I love the children, obviously.
Oh, that's good.
Because
that's what.
Hi, my name is Frank. How are you?
Sam.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
We have the. Is this you? No.
Actually, we updated.
Oh, different Frank.
No, we actually updated the location. There's a new invite in here for you.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're having a dinner tomorrow. There's some information, a letter from myself too.
Oh no! I can't make tomorrow night.
Oh no. I think it actually supports the LGBT community. I'm a gay man that supports this. It brings a lot of opportunity, a lot of openness for parents to be able to have a dialogue with an educator and have questions if they're confused, to be able to help guide their children. So this is something that I think will truly impact the mental health of my community, lower the drug addiction, and just help us overall. So I'm really hopeful that people will come. And if you ever have any questions or need help, you have me. To their parents.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So when you tell a child, don't tell your parents, you're demonizing their parents and you're severing the relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
And that child is going to need a lot of support from their parents. And the Parental Rights and Education Bill ensures that happens.
Hello. It's going there. I'm really going to look at the book soon. It's on his private calendar, so I don't have access to that. I can see if... Here, give me 1 second.
We come from Kauai, and we are a coalition of...
Well, I'm with For Rights, so I run a nonprofit organization myself too, but we're all kind of doing our little thing, but together. But so we're basically in support of the bills that Diamond Garcia was trying to bring forth, and specifically like 509, because it really was, about like getting this these types of books and gender ideology stuff out of under grade 3, which is one of our biggest concerns. So
I would love to talk with you guys. I can't right now. We have a hearing in 18 minutes.
Okay.
And so I need to prepare for that.
I understand.
But if you can come back.
Oh, what time are you going to be?
Whenever the hearing is over.
Okay.
So it starts at
2 o'clock is the first hearing.
Okay.
2 o'clock. So it could be 2:30. It could be 3.
It's probably closer to 4 o'clock.
Okay.
I need to prepare for it.
Representative, thank you
Okay.
so much for
Okay,
coming.
thank you very much.
All right, guys, being a politician, being someone that wants to serve the people, we have to make tough decisions. I don't believe in masks. I think they do nothing. We know that they do nothing. But this representative would prefer me to put one on before I go in that room. Because I want to fight for your children, and I know that that mission, that battle, is very important to many people in this country. I'm going to put that mask on because I want your guys' voice to be heard, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
They're using the mask to try to keep us out of here.
Exactly. I'm going to put it on, like...
Unbelievable.
Force them to wear a mask.
After we already went in there maskless.
I don't want to get you a...
They have a strategy now.
That's how they try to keep them on. Oh boy.
So what's he doing? Here he is.
I'll tell you right now, Woodson's office is absolutely unprofessional. Not only do I go in there with a smile on my face, warm and opening, they wouldn't even look at me in the eye or even speak to me. I had to leave the folder with the lady and she immediately turned her back on me. Woodson, you are a coward. I'm telling you that because you don't represent the people, you represent your private interest. When you go against what the people want, you no longer represent the people of Hawaii. You represent yourself. You're arrogant. That's why I challenged you in coming to this dinner, because me, I represent the people. If opposition comes to my door, I'm gonna go to that dinner because I am a true patriot to this country. You, sir, are here for your private interest. You're not here to serve the American people, and I think you should resign from office and get a better haircut. Much love.
My energy drink. I'm like making this thing last. I'm probably gonna chug it in just a second. You're thirsty.
What a day, huh?
It's been interesting.
So this, what's it said he would talk on his way out of that?
Okay, we were just in there for a little bit.
With, who's that lady? Anyway, I forgot her name. From Maui?
Yeah, I don't.
Joanna.
I know she ran for office.
Why is she filming?
Why are you filming me? I'm taking pictures, ma'am. Of what? You came in our office and took videos of us. So I didn't. I just came in. Okay, it's a public building. I'm able to do this. It's right here.
What room are you in?
Right
Ramos.
Yes.
Oh, look, it's my family's name too, Ramos. Okay, I'm gonna make sure because you're threatening me with your personal phone, Ramos. On company time. That's the truth. You're on company time with your personal phone.
Excuse me, I'm taking pictures to know who came into the office. Because I did it.
Are you on a break, Ramos? Are you on a break?
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Sergeant Arms is gonna know your name and what you're doing right now.
Yes, please let him know. You can call him right now.
I will.
Okay, then please do.
Ciao.
Because I was taking a picture to see who came into the office.
They only did it. We did it.
I did. I didn't even know what's going on. I just didn't say hello. That's fine. You're right here. It's fine. You are. I'm not asking you to leave.
Why there's a sense of hostility?
Well, there's your culprit.
I mean, I'm just curious because it just seems bizarre because we've been going to a lot of different offices.
Because you were recording when I said this. When we were in there, I said I was uncomfortable and that we would like you to leave, and you weren't leaving, so I'm taking a picture, and that's why I asked what organization.
You really leave when you told us not to leave?
I told you I was uncomfortable several times, and it is on camera.
You told us you were uncomfortable.
Why are you, wait, hold on, can I talk to her? Can you explain why meeting with constituents of Hawaii would scare you?
It's not scaring me. It made me uncomfortable because I was telling that I didn't want to participate in the conversation.
Why wouldn't you as a public servant want to... Yeah, you can, but why would you as a public servant not want to talk to people? You know the community, don't you? When you're in this building and you're paid for by tax dollars, you are a public servant. You don't get the luxury of being free will when you're at work. You have to abide by things like what the public wants because the public funds your job. I know it can be very frustrating to people that you have to answer to people that you would think that are below you, but actually I look at our constituents as the most highest sacred thing that they can give you. It is a vote. And when you degrade them because of the way you personally feel, you degrade the United States of America and you're not a patriot.
Yes. Amen.